Dave knows how.
Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we've taken a little trip over to a friend of mine's house who has a long driveway that needs to be kind of dressed up just a little bit. And so I thought maybe I'd make a quick video to show you guys how I like to attack these driveways to try to whip them back into shape a little bit. Now this particular driveway, the owner of this driveway has a Corvette, which is very low to the ground, and ideally he really needs an asphalt driveway. Unfortunately, that's not in the cards right now. He just purchased this house, and so, you know, pavement driveway is going to be down the road. We're going to probably do asphalt down the road. For right now, the Corvette drags when it goes down this driveway because we've got a relatively large hump in the middle of the driveway. Now, part of the reason that we have a hump in the middle of the driveway is because the wheels on the vehicles that come down this driveway, as it pushes down, it distributes the rock not only inward to the middle, but also outward to the outside edge. So you'll notice over here on this outside edge, we've got an abundance of gravel. We got a pile of gravel here, we got a low spot here, we got a pile of gravel here, we got a low spot here, and so on. So the first thing I like to do is I like to use the road blade. We'll put the road blade on the back of the Kubota tractor. We're going to angle that road blade around pretty hard. We're going to come down one side of the driveway and we're going to pull everything from the outside of the driveway to the inside of the driveway, down both sides. That's what we're going to do with their first pass. After that, we're going to come back and we're going to take a look at this thing and see what it looks like. And then we may make two passes down each side to bring in as much gravel as we can from the outside. Gravel out here is not doing us any good on this driveway. And if we're not careful, we'll push all the gravel off the driveway over here where we don't need it. We need it over here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull all that gravel back into the middle of the driveway. After we do that, we'll take a look at it again. We may come down with the road blade, either turn around backwards or still on an angle and try to cut down this top a little bit. Just to kind of redistribute things out just a little bit. Once we get past that, we'll throw the box blade on and we'll let the box blade do the rest of the work. We'll keep the box blade in the neutral position. We probably won't put any of the scarfers down to the rippers down to rip anything up, because we're really not trying to rip anything up. We just want to grab the loose gravel that we pull back into the middle, get it up in the box, bring it back down and redistribute it out into some of these low places. So hopefully this will all make sense to you as you watch the video. So let's get on with it. Okay, so right here basically what we're doing is we've got our road blade angled. The left hand side of your screen is engaging the edge of the driveway and pulling the rock in. Now, one thing that we want to make note to is at this time, when we first started pulling from the edge of the driveway, we've got the top length slightly shortened so that we're pulling a more aggressive bite on the left hand side of your screen where the edge of the blade is closest to the back of the tractor. The right hand side of your screen, where the edge is furthest away from the tractor, is not cutting hardly at all. In fact, you can see it's just hit and miss barely in places. Now right here you can see a good chunk of gravel coming on over and distributing down the center of the driveway, and that's what we're trying to do. We're pulling that gravel from the left hand side of the screen over into the middle of the driveway. It's filling in the tread pattern, which is right underneath the tractor at this time. Now right here, we just turned around and we're just grabbing the pile that we had on the blade and coming on back down the driveway. Going back down the other side. We've already done the edge. We're basically running down the middle of the driveway, and we're redistributing the high spot from the middle of the driveway back on over to the other side of the driveway. So we're kind of cutting that high spot in the middle down, still using the road blade. However, we have extended the top length so that the road blade is cutting more evenly across the entire length of the road blade. The left side of your screen is not cutting any more aggressive than the right side of your screen, although it may look like it is, but that's only because the left side of your screen is about the middle of the driveway, and that's where the highest amount of gravel is at. Now this driveway had a circle part to it, so we just came up and then back down. We found out after coming through here there was an abundance of gravel in spots down on this lower portion of the circle driveway. So we utilized that gravel to pull some of that up to the top of the driveway where it was needed, since this driveway is kind of lacking in gravel. Wasn't very much gravel on this driveway. It's kind of sparse. So we're still just kind of pulling along, and we've still got the top link not screwed in all the way. It's extended somewhat so that we're getting a pretty even engagement across the entire length of the road blade. We're cutting down any high spots. We're also filling in any low spots. And the main reason for using this road blade instead of using the box blade is because the box would fill up and then no longer cut any additional rock. As it is right now, the road blade is actually picking up the loose rock and moving it over into a hedgerow right in the middle of your screen to the right hand side. You can see that row of gravel. Now we just lift it up, back up, turn around. Now we had made multiple passes with the road blade. We pretty much had the driveway pretty much smoothed out and everything looking good. So at this point, all we're doing is using the box blade so that we can smooth the driveway out just a little bit more. Redistribute some of that rock so that it looks a little bit more uniform. Additionally, we're going to go down to the circle part of the driveway and we're going to pick up some of that abundance of rock that's kind of washed down there because it's a lower spot to the yard. We're going to pick up some of that loose rock and we're going to bring it up to the top part of the driveway where it used to be and use it to somewhat dress the driveway back up, make it look nice. So we've got a low spot at the end of this driveway where we're going to dump what's left in the box. Right now, that's where we dumped it. And we'll come back and pick that up and smooth it out when we go back in the other direction. So basically, I just didn't want that in there because right here is an abundance of rock. We're going to pick this up. We tilted the top link in, made it shorter, picked that up. Now we've extended the top link out all the way nearly so that the front edge of that blade is not cutting. We're actually funneling that gravel that we just picked up back out onto the driveway a little bit at a time, probably dropping about an inch or so or less of gravel underneath the back of this box blade. So we're just basically redistributing what the box blade picked up and trying to make it all the way down to the end of the driveway before we run out of gravel, which is not easy to do. This is a pretty long driveway, so I mean, there's been longer driveways, but you know, this is not just a short driveway. So we do pretty good with it. I basically had the back edge of the blade was dragging the ground, so we're not dropping a tremendous amount of gravel, but we are dropping gravel. You can kind of somewhat see, with the exception of the shadow, that the box is kind of emptying out. So right here, we're just kind of dressing up the entranceway a little bit. We're just going to back up, and we had a bunch of little piles right at the entranceway where I'd dropped them and started over. So we had to back up and regroup and pick up the rest of that stuff so that we could continue to smooth things out. The box blade does a nice job. Honestly, we could have done this entire thing with the road blade. Roads are actually built with road blades. So we could have done all this smoothing and everything with the road blade. And we basically did the majority of it. It's just when we got in a situation where I needed to pick up some rock and carry it to a different location, that's when the box blade really shines. Okay, so right here, basically, we lost the audio for this thing. But basically, what I'm trying to go over is showing you what the driveway looks like after we're finished. And it did turn out very nice. Understand, there wasn't a lot of gravel on this driveway. Basically, I think maybe this driveway had one coat of gravel put on it when this house was built. And it hasn't had any since. And this house has been here for a long time. So we did have some success with the box blade and the road blade. We filled in the low spots. We pulled in everything from the outer edge of the driveway back into the center of the driveway. Then we cut down the center of the driveway, redistributed rock around. We did not put down any scrapers or scarifiers or rippers or anything. We did everything with the blades, and that kept the majority of the dirt out of the rock. So we only picked up rock for the most part. We did get some dirt, but nowhere near as much dirt as we would have got if we would have put down the rippers. So that's why I like to, most of the time, not even use the rippers, especially on driveways. But it did an overall great job, even though we was somewhat lacking with the amount of rock that we needed. We could use a couple of loads of rock on this driveway. But it really looks pretty good. And the potholes and the washed out areas are pretty much not an issue right now. We don't have a huge crown in the middle that the Corvette's going to drag on, so the Corvette should come down this driveway just fine. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was fun to make the video. I'm sorry I lost the audio at the end, but it wasn't anything spectacular. Just trying to go over basically what we did, which you could see in the video. I hope this video proves to be helpful to some of you guys. And, you know, we all kind of learned something together here. Anyway, I appreciate you watching my channel, and I hope you will find time to subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Hope you guys are having a great day.
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.